You wake up, check your phone, rush through your morning, tackle a never-ending to-do list, and crash at night wondering where the day went. Rinse and repeat. Even when life's going fine, it can feel oddly empty, like you're ticking boxes instead of actually living. The question isn't whether you're productive, responsible, or even successful. The question is, are you happy? We often assume happiness will show up eventually, once we've found the right job, partner, or house. But what if that's backwards? What if happiness isn't something we stumble into, but something we design? That's the bold idea behind the completely different way of approaching life satisfaction we'll be looking at in this video. It says stop waiting, start planning. Not planning for retirement or a 5-year career arc, but planning for happiness. Day by day, value by value, habit by habit. This isn't about fake smiles or gratitude journals you forget to open. It's about clarifying what really matters, identifying what energizes you, and building habits that turn joy into a lived experience. It's grounded in timeless philosophy, updated for real life. You'll learn why dreaming big is step 1, how values shape direction, why virtues are more than just being good, and how mindset shifts can change everything. Plus, you'll get a practical toolkit for weaving all of this into daily habits that stick. Because happiness isn't an accident, it's a strategy, and it starts with one powerful decision: to stop drifting and start designing. Happiness doesn't start with goal setting or discipline. It starts with dreaming, real, unfiltered dreaming. Imagine you have all the time, money, energy, talent, and support in the world. What would your life look like? Let your imagination loose. Write it all down. These are your dreams, and they're the first building blocks of a happy life. A lot of people confuse needs, wants, and dreams. They're different, and it helps to get that clear. Needs are about survival: food, clothing, shelter. Wants are things you'd like soon: a promotion, a holiday, a new car. Dreams are the bigger picture, the grand vision. Maybe it's a cabin in the mountains, or a life in a new country, or a career that feels like a calling. Time is a key difference, too. Needs are now, wants are soon. Dreams live farther out on the horizon. Dreams are often misunderstood, but they're incredibly important. They're what pull us forward. They're the reason we get out of bed and move through the day. Without dreams, we lose motivation and momentum. That's why it's so important to reconnect with what you truly desire, not what others want for you, not what you think you should want, but what actually excites you. Start by waking up that deep desire. If you're feeling stuck or flat, spend time remembering what made you feel alive as a child or teen. What hobbies did you love? Whom did you admire? What made you lose track of time? You can also look at what you're drawn to now: music, books, films, even Instagram feeds. All of these are clues to your dreams. Talk it out with someone you trust: a friend, partner, coach, or mentor. Sometimes your dreams are hiding under years of being sensible. Dreams are powerful, but they're just the beginning. To move from desire to lasting happiness, you need values. Values are the foundation of a meaningful life. Think of them as your inner compass. They can be material, like health, comfort, or beauty, or spiritual, like love, truth, or wisdom. Some are a mix, like romance, family, or music. The things you value are what give your life depth and direction. But knowing what matters isn't quite enough. Values are only potential. They need action to come alive. And that's where virtues come in. Not the moralizing kind, but everyday actions that help you live your values. Because if values are the what, virtues are the how. And that's what we'll be looking at next. Everyone wants to be happy, but few people think about the actions that actually make happiness possible. That's where virtues come in. It's easy to mix up values and virtues. They often sound similar. Take honesty and integrity. They're often called values, but they're actually virtues. They're not just things we believe in, they're things we do. They help us achieve deeper values like self-esteem, trust, and good character. Values are the ends. Virtues are the means. Think of it like this. If you want a fulfilling career, that's a value. But getting there takes virtues, things like perseverance, curiosity, and self-discipline. Or say you want deep friendships. That's a value too. But you won't get there without practicing empathy, loyalty, and the simple virtue of being a good listener. Virtues, in other words, aren't abstract. They show up in the way you live, talk, and treat people. They shape what you do with your time. If you value health, then eating well, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep are the virtues that support that value. If you value love, then being loving is non-negotiable. The same goes for fun. People who laugh, dance, sing, or play regularly are practicing a virtue too. Enjoying life isn't just something that happens, it's a choice. What's powerful about this idea is how concrete it is. You're not stuck hoping for values to show up in your life. You can actually work your way toward them by practicing the right habits. Want more joy? Then make joy a practice. Sing more, get outside, call a friend. Want more purpose? Take action in line with your deeper goals. Volunteer, learn, build something. The takeaway? Don't just admire values from a distance. Choose them, then back them up with action. That action is virtue. And when you live by your virtues, consciously, consistently, and with a sense of purpose, you close the gap between where you are and the life you want. That's when values go from wishful thinking to real lived experience. Which leads us to the next big question. How do you stay on track? How do you live your values and virtues day by day without losing momentum? That's where a plan comes in. Not just any plan, a happiness plan. So far, we've looked at values, the things that matter to you, and virtues, the habits that help you live them. Now it's time to get practical. If values are your destination and virtues are the vehicle, then this is about learning to drive. It's about the real-world actions you can take every day to build a life you're genuinely excited to wake up to. As we've seen, living a good life doesn't happen by accident, but by design. That means creating a happiness plan, an intentional list of values and the concrete actions that will help you attain them. These actions are your virtues in motion. It's not about being perfect or living some kind of saintly life. It's about practicing habits that support your goals and bring out your best. Start by looking at the values you care about, maybe things like friendship, love, financial stability, health, or purpose. Now ask, what are the actions that make those things real? For example, if you want enriching friendships, then the actions that matter include making time for people, listening well, showing appreciation, and being honest. If you want healthy, happy kids, then patience, teaching, affection, and showing up consistently are the key virtues. If money is a value, the required actions might include saving, investing, working smart, and building skills. These aren't vague ideas, they're daily practices. A strong romantic relationship doesn't come from chance. It comes from being loving, listening deeply, showing empathy, and making time to connect. A strong body requires exercise, sleep, healthy food, and good medical care. Want to feel more confident or raise your self-esteem? That comes from building your character through small acts of honesty, courage, and follow-through. Not all virtues carry the same weight. High-level virtues like thinking, planning, and working productively are strategic. They move the needle on most of your values. Without them, the rest won't stick. Lower-level virtues like humor, celebration, or taking breaks are still important, but they're more supportive than foundational. Think of them as mood boosters, not life changers. Also, different values require different combinations of virtues. For example, knowledge grows through studying, reading, asking questions, and teaching others. Purpose comes from thinking clearly, setting intentions, and putting energy into things that matter. And when challenges come up, and they always do, virtues like courage and patience help you push through without giving up on your values. So take some time to write it out. What are your top values? What are the actions and virtues that will support them? Happiness isn't one big moment, it's a lifestyle. And that lifestyle is built on the small, consistent things you do, on purpose and with purpose. After defining your values and aligning your actions through virtues, the next step is mastering your mindset. This is where things move from what you do to how you think. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, and it affects everything: your mood, your energy, your choices, your relationships, and ultimately, your happiness. Everyone has a mindset, even if they've never thought about it. It's made up of core beliefs and emotional attitudes, often shaped by early life, culture, or past experiences. You might believe that life is tough and success is rare, Or you might believe that happiness is possible and life is full of opportunity. The first drains your energy, the second lifts it. Think of your mindset as a collection of personal headlines you carry around in your head. Work is a grind leads to burnout. Work helps me grow builds momentum. I'll never find love creates isolation. Love is possible and worth pursuing opens doors. These beliefs don't just stay in your head. They show up in how you talk, how you act, and how you feel. They quietly drive your behavior every day. Different parts of your life have different mindsets. You might have a growth mindset about learning, but a scarcity mindset about money. You might believe you're smart, but feel unlovable. You might think success is achievable, but happiness isn't. Identifying these contradictions and replacing the limiting ones is a game changer. A happiness mindset is built on a few key ideas. 1. Life is meant to be enjoyed. 2. Happiness and success are both possible. 3. You deserve to be happy. This isn't wishful thinking. It's about gathering evidence from your own life to support more life-giving beliefs. If you believe you're lucky and then list all the people, chances, and efforts that have helped you, that belief becomes real and solid. That's how a mindset takes root. Want to rewire your mindset? Start small and start daily. Create simple mantras or thought starters for your morning and evening. Today is mine. I look forward to tomorrow. I love sleep. These are not fluffy affirmations. They're mindset training reps. Over time, they nudge your brain toward optimism, agency, and focus. The same works for bigger life areas. Swap money is evil for money is a tool I can use to build a better life. Replace love is rare with I can find love and be a great partner. Start seeing work as a path to growth and health as something you can influence. When your beliefs shift, so does your reality. That's the power of mindset. It sets the emotional tone for your life. Get it right, and it becomes your secret engine. Everything so far, your values, your virtues, your mindset, leads here. This is the practical, everyday piece of the happiness puzzle. If values are what you care about and virtues are how you live them, habits are how you lock them in. They're the bridge between intention and identity, and they're the key to making happiness sustainable. Here's the truth. Most of what you do in a day is automatic. That includes both helpful and unhelpful behaviors. The goal is to shift that autopilot in your favor. Instead of relying on willpower or motivation, happiness becomes your default. You don't just think about the life you want. You live it, little by little, through the habits you build. Think of habits as votes for the kind of person you want to become. Each time you go for a walk, you reinforce your identity as someone who prioritizes health. Each time you listen fully to a friend, you become more of the friend you want to be. These small moments stack up. They shape your self-image, and over time, they shape your reality. So how do you build happiness habits that stick? Start with strategy. Make the habit obvious. Put a yoga mat where you'll see it. Set a phone reminder for your gratitude check-in. Rearrange your space to support your intention. Visual cues matter. They make habits harder to ignore. Next, make it attractive. Connect new habits to things you already enjoy. Pair your morning run with your favorite podcast. Light a candle before you journal. Habit formation works best when it feels good, not like a chore. Then, make it easy. Break it down. Instead of saying you'll meditate for 30 minutes a day, commit to just 2 minutes. 2 minutes is enough to start. You can always do more, but you won't lose momentum. Remove friction. If your gym bag's packed the night before, you're more likely to go. Finally, make it satisfying. Celebrate your wins, track your progress. Give yourself small, real rewards. No pleasure, no progress. That old no pain, no gain mantra, it doesn't apply here. If it's miserable, it won't stick. Start by picking just 1 or 2 habits that align with your values. Maybe it's journaling each morning, prepping healthy meals, taking 10 minutes to read, or calling a friend every Sunday. Reflect regularly, tweak as needed, and be patient with yourself. Some habits lock in quickly, others take time. That's normal. The secret to happiness isn't in big, dramatic life overhauls. It's in small, steady actions. Repeat it again and again until they become who you are. That's how happiness becomes your way of life.